Yeah, riding the Stranger Things train. Well, just because I had a comment that it was always all shit and everything. I was. There was this rumor that they will go on with a spin off series. That was another lie, as it turns out, as it seems we get instead the Stranger Things tales from 85, 1985. And that looks horrible and expanding the cast even more, and it's just the same old garbage. And it looks like, you remember those fake ads for mobile games where the most infamous one was where grandma was taken away by the police and she winks, implying she of the husband or something like that. That is the throwing style. It means the series will be drawn by ChatGPT, by the same engine, whatever makes those fake mobile games. That mobile game, by the way, was actually YouTubers looked into it. Uh, a garden tycoon, you plant stuff and expand it and all that. It had nothing to do with the ads. Even Hero Wars, everyone know the Hero Wars adverts. That game, also mobile game, was at least clever with its advertising, as it did technically not fake advertising. Every couple of levels it inserted those 1 minute mini games, half minute, and the game was actually those you just sit before the, what was it, has its own genre, it went out of fashion, but you just sit there and the game plays itself for you. It just, your characters are running from left to right and hitting the enemies, whatever. It's so dumb. And the first season, I wouldn't have watched it aside, the hype, because I sat down and that's the Demogorgon. The whole series starts with the kids playing AD&D or D&D, whatever they call it nowadays. And the monster that is coming is the Demogorgon. You probably don't know what the Demogorgon is in the role-playing game, the tabletop thing. I played Baldur's Gate 2, one of the expansion. It was in Baldur's Gate Throne of Baal, the Baldur's Gate 2's expansion, which actually is a third part of the so-called trilogy. It is 2.5 because it, don't go into that here. Point is, the Demogorgon is there, and it is a demon or fiend, one or the other. It's a technical difference in there. Point is, it comes from hell, so-called hell. The place is in dimension is inspired by Christian hell, so it's all fire. You figured out where I'm going with this. In the series, they try to eliminate it with a fireball. They try to cast fireball on a being entity which is immune to fire. So that was just fuck no, and level 3 characters going against this almost god level thing. It's at least on the demigod level. It's a High Prince of Hell or whatever. It's, just a sliver down below proper cards. It has stats like fucking high. It's like Mount Everest, and it is every round aside. It hits you like 5 times, and immune to like half your library, meaning the spells. It summons 2 fucking huge demons which are practically immune to all your weapons. That's Demogorgon. So when I saw that, I said, I can live without this. But after watching season 1, I said, this is at least, maybe higher, 8 out of 10. The kid acting is good. The adults are providing to the story. They don't leave out too much of the side characters. There is a proper horror monster to run away from. Great thing. Then came season 2, and you started to feel maybe it is overrated a bit if we are continuing this. But, it's a sequel. Who can complain too much about it? It's proper sequel. Although, after season 3 was released and I watched it too, and I had my opinion, I was talking about it with a colleague, and he didn't watch it. But I said, hey, watch it. Everybody is talking about it. There is a reason. It's good. Even at its worst, it is still good. And he watched, and we talked about it again. And I said, remember in season 2 when... And he said, that was in season 3. I said, it has three seasons. And I realized I have to deconstruct my affiliation with this series, and I decided, especially after watching the season 4 trailer, I am not coming back. I tell you why. So season 2 is about the Mind Flayer, and I getting my info on D&D from Baldur's Gate. Also played Icewind Dale. I didn't like it, but that's pretty much it. And the Mind Flayer is a race in D&D. That's fucking obvious, especially with Baldur's Gate 3 out. So that thing was more of a Demogorgon than the Demogorgon of the show. But as I said, not that memorable, and I hated who turns out to be gay. Not because he's gay, but he is stopping the show. Why is he here? 1, he's cliche. 2, he's just obnoxious. Why is he here? We don't need him. He's not the protagonist. And he's just stopping the show from the others who we like. And his role is not good. And the guy who has that birth mutation thing going on, it's just dumb. You get a Demogorgon, pet Demogorgon, and don't even tell it about anyone. At least the friends you fought this thing with, they can't kill it. I mean, none of them are bullies even, so at least you would have a semi-containment plan. that was so stupid. And in the end, I at least see the marketing material because I once liked the show, and I plan to rewatch it. Not anymore with this Tales from 1985. It will not going to happen. But that guy turns out to be the best actor in the bunch. Billy Bobby Brown, the 11 girl, is the one. She grew ugly, and she lost all her acting appeal, all of it. But the guy who didn't have teeth and collarbone and whatever, that guy is awesome as an actor. Now, back to all this, it's season 3 and the cast is definitely bloated. The guy who looks like Stephen King, that should have died. Seriously. He has no more role to fill in. It's bullshit. And even Mike, he was the love interest of 11. He should have died or go away to wherever, move to another city, because he has no role anymore in that season. And we expand the crew even more. Why? By the way, Uma Thurman's daughter turned out to be a good actor. I don't know, her makeup, her hair looks kind of terrible in the season 5, but I hope she will turn up somewhere so I can watch her, outside Stranger Things. She probably got bored, like everybody got bored of it or something. I hope that's why her hair went just messy. Anyway, that character was fun. And pretty much that character and the other love interest of Nancy or whoever, Nikita or I don't care, Natalie, not Portman, that he had a proper character development. Director, writer, pair, brothers, Duffer brothers, just forgot about it, but yeah, he grew up to be a father material. That's a great progression. But there, out of nowhere, there is another secret base, and this is even Russian. Do you even know how much construction working and how is required to dig up these underground facilities? You have to put somewhere the rocks and dirt and earth and everything. Not to mention, these things consume energy like crazy. When it was the USA secret camp, it was fine because it's the USA energy system giving energy to the USA facility. But a Russian base? that's just bad writing. But it was. You could find the part that is fun. The Uma Thurman's daughter and the great hair guy, whatever his name, or the actor, whatever. And then I saw the trailer for season 4. And you see this Vecna, and he was pushed into some other dimension, and he was actually a human kid, and turned into this, the things in that dimension growing onto him. And I know where that comes from. Yeah, that. Phantasmagoria 2, Puzzle of Flesh. By the way, it has the Phantasmagoria 2 has nothing to do with Phantasmagoria 1 aside the publishing company. And it's not even trying to kill you and give you 150 ending like a regular Sierra game. It's just one of the best FMV games, which is not a very high bar, I know, but still, if you want to experience an FMV game from the FMV era, try that. But I knew the creative team ran out. It's just where this even comes from is just making up stuff just to continue the show with no creative team behind it, and the cast will be get even more bloated. They show us new characters, so yeah, and I was just nope, it no longer worth my time. But it still seemed quasi-organic. And then there was 3 years gap during which the Puffer brothers kept puffing coke from the horse, but I don't know what they did for 3 years, but they definitely did not write the show they were contracted to write. But I believe they knew the ending all along, that 11 will die. But aside that, nothing. They knew absolutely nothing, anything else. They are bad writers. And because they hacked themselves into the industry, I wouldn't give them directorial jobs either, because that's the big dream. Well, you fucked up the only job that could have elevated you into the industry. How would I trust you as a company anymore? I wouldn't. So, if it would be a fair world, the Duffer brothers would be unemployed in Hollywood ever again. And it's a sad thing because it was a good franchise at some point. I even read one of the tie-in books for the character of Uma Thurman's daughter, and that was a fine. It's not a big reveal and not a great thing. It was like 150, 200 pages, your normal A5 size, and it just gave the backstory of the character, which is already what is implied in the show, that she lived before in wherever, and in her middle school she was very into this girl, and she had to deal with this failing, and she confessed, and everyone just laughed her out of the room. Or I don't think they turned angry or threatening, but that was a big awkward moment. And as a coming to age story, aim it for like 15-year-olds or something like that, what they call it in English, adolescents, whatever. That's a good reading. That's not over long. That has a proper, you deal with your sexuality, whether it is hetero or homo or whatever in between. And it was a good writing style. So I tell you, yeah, why not? Go and read it, especially if you have a kid in the family that is coming to that age, and it can help you understand them, remember that period of your life, and can give them this to read, because it is a good novel that helps understand things. But that's life.